We're gathered here at the 5th edition of the Osasu Symposium themed State of the Nation, the People's Constitution, because we love Nigeria and we want to see her grow into one true, indivisible nation where peace, equity, and justice shall reign.
The mission of the Osasu Symposium is to engage relevant stakeholders on topical issues that lead to the formulation of workable policies and laws that foster national development. The theme for this year's symposium, State of the Nation, the People's Constitution, aims to address the yearnings of Nigerians, taking into consideration the ongoing constitutional review which continues to garner national interest and attention. Dignitaries present at the event, which held at the International Conference Center in Abuja, includes relevant stakeholders in government, civil society actors, and members of the media and entertainment industry. They took turns to highlight the social-political challenges Nigeria is faced with while imploring citizens to ensure active participation in governance.
The political class has over time benefited from patronage of gullible poor masses through skewed public perception and expressed demand for pittance instead of dividends of democracy. Because of this scenario, the political class responds through primitive accumulation of wealth, which leads to lack of basic amenities. This lack of basic amenities accentuates the poverty and unemployment status of the citizens, thereby keeping the masses perpetually poor.
Let me use this medium to implore those our compatriots who insist on a fresh constitution or nothing else as the sole way forward to help us out as leaders. They should brainstorm real-world answers to the questions I have asked above. I am sure if the conundrum is resolved satisfactorily enough for the national leadership to feel confident in proceeding, the process will be much easier to sell to every stakeholder. This is why what the Osasu Show is doing here today is so vital. We need to have more of them. For the immediate, though, especially with 2023 in view, we must continue to make progress any way that we can.
All the stakeholders as well as panelists spoke on what they would like to change in the 1999 Constitution as amended.
The legislature is at the fundamental foundation of everything that we do as a nation. And it is perhaps one of the places where we don't pay enough attention to. By a show of hands, how many people here really question, have watched a legislative debate? By a show of hands. Elections in Nigeria, legislative debate. It simply doesn't happen. It doesn't happen on an important enough scale, on a large enough scale. What we do is that we place too much focus on the executive.
The second for me is strengthening local government administration and ensuring the independence of the local government in Nigeria. If we can achieve this in the Constitution, and I believe that that is one way to give the people a people's constitution. And then the third for me, it's broadly, I would frame this, because you said three. I'd frame this one, inclusion and rights.
Constructive criticism. People in leadership, always feel like anybody criticizing them hates them or any of those things. We need to look past that and have constructive criticism accepted and used to deliver dividends to democracy. Because at the end of the day, you're there for a particular period of time to move our country from where you've met it to where it ought to go. So accepting that and allowing that to flourish effectively is very important and should be enshrined in our constitution very effectively.
Our criminal finance laws needs to be overhauled to fit into the kind of laws we have in some of the Asian countries in Singapore.
Recalled that the Osasu Symposium had successfully held 4 editions of the show, with the 2020 symposium focusing on rethinking Africa. Osawona Me Ibizugbe, ITV News, Abuja.